we have a team coverage today as we continue to report on the number of executive orders related to illegal immigration from President Trump. Hello everyone, I'm Estela Casas and thanks for choosing 9 News Now. El Paso Mayor Renard Johnson and other city leaders hosted a news conference to discuss the executive orders and their impact on the borderland. New at 5, Diana Castillo is live from Central El Paso. And Diana, you were there. What did city leaders have to say about all this?
Well, Estela, El Paso Mayor Renard Johnson emphasized many times that El Paso continues to be the safest city in the country, while urging residents to continue going about their business. This comes after a number of executive orders from President Trump meant to crack down on illegal immigration and foreign drug cartels, with the latest order being deploying thousands of active duty troops to El Paso to help secure the southern border, something Mayor Johnson addressed in Wednesday's news conference.
And I don't think we need troops in El Paso. I go back to saying we are a very safe community. We are one of the safest cities in the United States, and we don't need troops along our border here because it's very safe. And again, I want to message out and be very clear to the folks in El Paso, Texas. You do not have to live in fear.
However, both the mayor and El Paso Police Chief Peter Pasilla said they will honor calls from federal law enforcement partners in need of assistance, but will not volunteer municipal officers for immigration enforcement. Now, coming up at 6, we'll have more on what city officials had to say regarding these executive orders. But for now, reporting from Central El Paso, I'm Diana Castillo, KTSM 9 News.
Diana, thank you. And during today's news conference, Mayor Renard Johnson also emphasized how the U.S. benefits from the economic activity of the region and talked about the potential harmful impact of Trump's 25% tariffs against Mexico, which President Trump is expected to impose next month. As President Trump ramps up stricter immigration efforts in his first week in office, the Department of Justice issued a memo this morning threatening to investigate state and local officials who might impede with Trump's policies. New at 5, KTSM 9 News reporter Jesus Baltazar is live in downtown El Paso. And Jesus, how are local leaders taking all this?
Estela, I just spoke with El Paso County Judge Ricardo Samaniego, who tells me these federal directives have generated a lot of uncertainty in terms of how he and other local elected officials can communicate community guidelines so people can feel safer without conflicting with Trump's messaging. Just this week, President Trump issued a slew of orders to crack down on immigration, one of which allows federal immigration officers to go into sensitive places like schools or churches to arrest suspected migrants. Samaniego echoed Mayor Renard Johnson's messaging earlier today that they will assist federal law enforcement officers when called upon, that they will follow federal law, but that they do not have the resources to actually enforce these laws. He now worries about how federal officials might interpret their actions or lack thereof as obstruction.
You know, as an elected official, it's really difficult because we're being told that if we impede in any way that we could be placed in jail, and without knowing what do they mean by impede. Is it making a comment in a public forum?
Meanwhile, in New Mexico, Attorney General Raul Torres issued community guidance by encouraging schools, places of worship, and healthcare providers to balance legal compliance without giving up safe and welcoming environments, and reminding people of their Fourth Amendment right protection to unreasonable search and seizure. Now, coming up at 6 p.m. tonight, will hear from an El Paso Teachers Association sharing their concerns about immigration officers going into schools and disrupting the educational environment. For now, reporting from downtown El Paso, Jesus Baltazar. Estela, back to you.
Okay, Jesus, thank you for that live report.